Summary of A Tale of Two Cities. Introduction. Charles Dickens, born in 1812, is one of the most celebrated English novelists of the Victorian era, known for his vivid storytelling and deep social commentary. His works often depict the struggles of the poor and the injustices of society, interwoven with memorable characters and intricate plots. A Tale of Two Cities, first published in 1859, is one of Dickens' most famous novels. Set against the backdrop of the French Revolution, it explores themes of resurrection, sacrifice, and the stark contrasts between London and Paris during this turbulent period. Chapter 1, The Resurrection. Opening. The novel opens with the iconic line, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times," capturing the era's contradictions. This line sets the stage for a story that delves into the duality of good and evil, light and darkness, reflecting the tumultuous period of the late 18th century. Mr. Jarvis Lorry. In November 1775, Mr. Jarvis Lorry, a banker at Tellson's Bank, is summoned to France to undertake a delicate mission. He is tasked with rescuing Dr. Alexander Manette, a once prominent physician who has been secretly imprisoned in the Bastille for 18 years without trial. Mr. Lorry informs Lucy Manette, Dr. Manette's daughter who believed her father was dead, that her father is alive and they must travel to Paris together to bring him back. Dr. Manette's recovery. In Paris, Lucy and Mr. Lorry find Dr. Manette in a fragile mental state, obsessively making shoes as a coping mechanism for his trauma. This practice was a way to distract himself from the horror of his imprisonment. With the care and love of Lucy, Dr. Manette begins to recover. They return to London to start a new life, with Dr. Manette slowly regaining his sense of self and beginning to put the pieces of his shattered life back together. Chapter 2, The Golden Thread. Charles Darnay's trial. The scene shifts to London, where Charles Darnay, a French aristocrat who has renounced his family's oppressive practices, faces trial for treason against England. He is accused of passing English secrets to the French. Darnay is acquitted thanks to the clever defense by his lawyer, Sydney Carton, who bears an uncanny resemblance to him. This resemblance becomes a critical element in the trial, leading to reasonable doubt about the identity of the accused. Life in London. Darnay, now free, starts a new life in London. He falls in love with and marries Lucy Manette. The couple builds a happy family, living with Dr. Manette who has now fully recovered from his traumatic past. Sydney Carton, despite his feelings for Lucy and his self-destructive tendencies, becomes a family friend. He is deeply in love with Lucy but believes himself unworthy of her. In a poignant moment, Carton vows to Lucy that he would do anything for her and those she loves, foreshadowing his eventual sacrifice. Sydney Carton's inner struggle. Sydney Carton is a complex character, an intelligent lawyer with a cynical outlook on life. Despite his talent, he wastes his potential due to his alcoholism and low self-esteem. His unrequited love for Lucy and his friendship with Darnay, whom he outwardly disdains but inwardly admires, add depth to his character. Carton's struggle with his inner demons and his sense of worthlessness make his eventual act of heroism all the more poignant. Chapter 3, The Track of a Storm. Tension in France. As tensions escalate in France, the revolution erupts into violent chaos. The Defarges, Ernest and Therese, are fervent revolutionaries who run a wine shop in Paris. Therese Defarge is particularly vengeful, knitting a register of names of those she deems enemies of the revolution. Her intense hatred is rooted in personal history, as her family was destroyed by the aristocracy, and she seeks revenge against all aristocrats. Return to France. Darnay receives a plea for help from Gabelle, an old family servant imprisoned by the revolutionaries for his association with the aristocracy. Despite the dangers, Darnay feels morally obligated to return to France and assist Gabelle. He leaves without telling Lucy the full extent of the danger, believing he can quickly resolve the situation. Upon his arrival in Paris, he is arrested as an emigrated aristocrat and thrown into La Force prison. The revolutionary fervor has turned Paris into a dangerous place for anyone with noble connections. Chapter 4, The Calm in the Storm. Efforts to save Darnay. When news of Darnay's arrest reaches London, Dr. Manette, Lucy, their daughter little Lucy, and their loyal friends Miss Pross and Mr. Lorry, travel to Paris to save him. Dr. Manette, leveraging his status as a former Bastille prisoner, gains influence among the revolutionaries and successfully postpones Darnay's execution temporarily. The family's reunion in Paris is fraught with tension as they navigate the dangers of revolutionary Paris. Lucy's vigil. Lucy spends each day standing at a spot where Darnay might see her from his prison window, hoping to give him strength. Her unwavering devotion symbolizes the power of love and family ties amidst the chaos of the revolution. Sydney Carton's plan. Sydney Carton arrives in Paris with a determined plan to save Darnay. Carton's unrequited love for Lucy drives him to make the ultimate sacrifice. He uses his striking resemblance to Darnay to devise a daring plan, leveraging his connections and cunning to gain access to the prison. Chapter 5, The Triumph and Sacrifice. Carton's sacrifice. Carton swaps places with Darnay in prison, allowing Darnay to escape with Lucy and their child back to England. This selfless act is made possible by Carton's striking resemblance to Darnay and his strategic planning. Carton's final hours are spent in contemplation and quiet dignity. He befriends a young seamstress also condemned to die, offering her comfort in their shared fate. This encounter highlights Carton's inherent kindness and his capacity for compassion. Last moments. In his final moments, Carton reflects on his wasted life and envisions a better future for Lucy and her family. He finds peace in the knowledge that his sacrifice will ensure their happiness and safety. Carton's last words, "It is a far, far better thing that I do, than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known," underscore his sense of redemption and fulfillment. Conclusion. Legacy and impact. A Tale of Two Cities concludes with a powerful message of resurrection and sacrifice. Sydney Carton's ultimate act of selflessness underscores the themes of redemption and the transformative power of love. The novel remains a poignant reflection on the dualities of human nature and the societal upheavals of the time. Dickens masterfully contrasts the personal struggles of his characters with the larger social and political conflicts, weaving a narrative that is both intimate and grand in scope. Final reflection. Through this complex narrative, Dickens criticizes social injustice and highlights the potential for personal and societal redemption. The story of A Tale of Two Cities endures as a timeless exploration of human resilience, sacrifice, and the enduring hope for a better world. Dickens' portrayal of the French Revolution is nuanced, acknowledging the legitimate grievances of the oppressed while condemning the excesses of the revolutionaries. Character depth and development. The novel's characters are richly drawn, with complex motivations and evolving arcs. Dr. Manette's transformation from a broken prisoner to a loving father, Lucy's steadfast love and strength, Darnay's moral courage, and Carton's ultimate redemption all contribute to the novel's enduring power. Historical context. Set against the backdrop of the French Revolution, A Tale of Two Cities provides a vivid depiction of the period's tumultuous events. Dickens' portrayal of the revolution's causes, its brutal realities, and its impact on both individuals and society as a whole remains one of the most compelling aspects of the novel. Themes of sacrifice and redemption. The novel's exploration of sacrifice and redemption is particularly powerful. Carton's journey from a disillusioned, self-destructive man to a heroic figure who finds meaning in self-sacrifice is a testament to Dickens' belief in the possibility of personal transformation and the redemptive power of love. Enduring relevance. A Tale of Two Cities continues to resonate with readers due to its universal themes, rich characterizations, and its exploration of the complexities of human nature and society. Dickens' masterful storytelling and his keen insights into the human condition ensure that the novel remains a beloved and influential work in the canon of English literature.